One of the biggest challenges we face as humans is becoming deeply attached to another person. When the time comes to break that bond, it feels almost impossible. Breaking up with someone can be one of the most painful and emotionally draining experiences. I think everyone can relate to how hard it is to move on, how difficult it is to let go of someone who was important. Almost every adult has experienced this at least once in their life. Recently, I went through this myself and started wondering, why does this happen? Why do we feel this way? And then it hit me. It's because it's in our nature. As humans, we are biologically programmed to form attachments. If we weren't, why would we stay together, build relationships, start families, and raise children? Of course, everyone has different attachment styles. Some people get attached more easily while others don't. But in general, this ability is innate. We become so close to someone that we start to feel like we are one with them. Honestly, I was stuck in this state for 2 whole years, trying to move on from someone. I tried everything I could think of. Meditations, thought control, distractions. Nothing worked. It was incredibly painful. But just recently, I finally realized what I actually needed to do, and it changed everything. You might not want to hear this. It might be uncomfortable, but I ask you to listen. If this triggers strong emotions in you, that means there's truth in it. The answer is simple but incredibly difficult. You have to completely let this person go. Fully accept that it's over, that it's never going to happen. I know how painful that is. I know that even acknowledging it can be excruciating, just like it was for me. But here's the key. You have to allow yourself to feel that pain. You have to let it come up and experience it fully. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. It hurts at first, but then it gets better. You might say, but I am letting go. But are you really? Do you still fantasize about them? Deep down, do you still hope that one day you'll be together again? I did that. I felt rejected, and in my mind, I kept playing out scenarios where I was the one rejecting them. It was a toxic loop in my head. I kept telling myself that I was moving on, but in reality, I wasn't, because I was still feeding those thoughts. To truly let go, you have to stop engaging with those thoughts altogether. And that means allowing yourself to feel all the pain. It will feel like a knife to the heart when you finally tell yourself the truth. This is never going to happen. Because if it was meant to, it already would have. When you accept this, it will hurt like hell, but you have to endure it. Every time thoughts about this person come up, remind yourself, I've accepted this, I've let this go. And do you know what will happen? You'll feel free. For the first time in a long time, you'll feel that weight lift off of you. Some people remain emotionally tied to someone for years after a breakup, trapped in endless fantasies, hoping for a reunion that will never come. I get it. It's hard. I can't give you a step-by-step guide because ultimately each person has to figure out what letting go means for them. But I do have resources that can help. Some of my older videos discuss the letting go technique, and I even made a guided meditation on this topic. Most people don't want to hear this because their ego is too attached to that person. They're not truly ready to move on, but you have to want it. You have to understand that your life will change the moment you truly let go. When I finally did, something incredible happened. Someone else came into my life. That's how it always works. How can something new enter your life if your heart and mind are still obsessively clinging to someone who doesn't want to be with you? Your mind is playing tricks on you, making you believe that you can't live without this person. But let me ask you, who were you before you met them? Who are you now aside from this pain? You existed before them. You exist now without them. You're alive. All of this is just a storm of thoughts and emotions trapping you. I recently heard something powerful. It's not that this person is truly special. It's that you've convinced yourself they are. When you obsess over someone, they become the center of your world. But in reality, they are just another person, like anyone else. When you finally let go, you'll see this. You'll start noticing their flaws, realizing that even if they wanted to be with you, it probably wouldn't have worked. Most of the time, it's not even about them. It's about the feeling they gave you, the fear of abandonment, the pain of rejection, the resurfacing of old childhood wounds.